Thank you, Joel. And how appropriate. I had that very thought this morning. Should I get out of bed? My husband works retail, and so last night they had to do inventory, so it was like 1 o'clock when he got home or something. And it was like, oh, I could just sleep in. Oh. But then I decided I would show up. Because I thought that I'm in agreement with Reverend Doug when I read this passage and I started reading it early in the week, and I thought, oh, good Lord, they'll stop. This will be the end of it. Everybody's going to, put the book away. And even I had that thought. I was going in, I was like, oh my goodness, maybe I should have picked an easier book, something a little bit more joyful and, just lively and fun. And couldn't we just enjoy what we're doing here? And okay, so we have to work through this. And I thought, this is really deep stuff. So where am I going to take this? How am I going to create this? And I thought, well, there's a company that has a great little slogan going on, and I've decided that I want to borrow from it. I want to take out of this and create our own new philosophy that we're going to go up from. And I am a religious scientist deep within my soul and my heart and my mind, but couldn't we be just a little bit more? And I thought, okay, so I'm going to create called Principle 1. And so the title of my talk is What's in Your Consciousness? So rather than capital 1, I've moved it to Principle 1, and I'm thinking about, what's the interest that we could gain in this, and how many travel miles can we create as we begin to go out and experience and effort and participate in life. And if you show up on Sunday, then you get double mileage, and it's going to give you a free trip, and then you get a companion ticket. You actually get a companion that you get to take with you and enjoy as you're traveling and experiencing this. So, where would Ernest Holmes have us go with this? How would we shift in our consciousness? What's in your consciousness? And a lot of what he's speaking about is this idea of what is your thought? What are you thinking? And can you hear that? What are you thinking? Why would you want to go there? Why would you want to attract that and create that, whatever that is, in your life? Wouldn't you want to change your thinking in order to change your life? Wouldn't you want to check into your consciousness and see what's holding there, see what is building there, see what is being created in the consciousness, in the one mind, in the principle of oneness, wholeness, perfection, and truth? It is already there. The Master Teacher Jesus says that the kingdom of heaven is within. Right now. You don't have to wait for it. You don't have to be saved. You don't have to change anything. You don't have to even think about it. It is already there within. And more often than not, it's our thinking that gets in the way. It's our thinking that creates the barriers that blocks us from realizing, from seeing, from knowing the truth. So how are we going to move into that awareness? How are we going to move into that realization so that we can walk upon this earth in a way that is feeling safe, feeling love, feeling joy, feeling abundant and prosperous, no matter where we are or who we are with or what the condition is? The kingdom of heaven is already within. And then when I opened up the daily reading in the Science of Mind magazine for today, and it spoke about happiness. I want happiness. I want happiness for myself. I want happiness for my family. I want happiness for all of you and for everyone in the world. I want happiness to be that which rules the day. Is there anybody here that doesn't want happiness? See a practitioner. It's like that other commercial, who wouldn't want, to have 50% savings, and then there's the baby that doesn't. There's got to be one that doesn't. But I have never yet, when asked, found anyone who does not want happiness. However, I have watched their behavior, I have listened to the way that they think, and I have observed their action, and everything that they are doing would suggest to me they don't want happiness. Because they're doing all of those things that get in the way of allowing happiness from within, the kingdom of heaven from within, coming out and expressing into their experience, their condition, and their lives. The first way you know it is when they begin to speak. And everything that they say, as Reverend Doug was saying, is about the negation. How about everything is wrong? Nothing is right. Everybody is against me. Nobody loves me. Everybody hates me. Thinks I'll go eat worms. Did anybody else recite that when they were little? Yeah. It was one of my favorites. I was the ultimate victim. I played this role so well, being the fourth out of 5 children. And not to mention the cousins, because my dad was the 11th out of 12 children. And we all lived in the same little farm community in Iowa. And I was always the youngest, the smallest, the whatever. I was the victim. I knew I was the victim. I knew that there was a family conspiracy against me. That every time we had a family outing, it was about how to plan what to do with little Mikey. Some disastrous thing was going to happen. And I began to learn how to use that. See, the power is present. We are always using the power. It's just the way in which we use it. And so I use the power in order to somehow gain sympathy, gain, some favors or to get some attention. But it didn't really work because it just egged them on to do even more things because I was such the victim. I played the role so well that let's see if we could get him to do one of those temper tantrums where he holds his breath and turns blue. It looks so great. And blue is my favorite color. Always has been. So what was I thinking? And then as I entered into, the awareness and into this idea of science of mind and religious science, about learning that there is a way that through the power of the mind, through the power of the one, through the principle of the wholeness, that I could move beyond that I could be in a place where I could forgive and forget all of that, and I can move into another experience, one of more joy, more gratitude, more love, and more prosperity. Do we not all want that? Yes. Do we all not want happiness? Yes. So what are we doing? What is in your consciousness that's keeping you from moving into that place? So you sat down and you began to read the passage in the Science of Mind, and you said, oh, good Lord, no. How could he possibly explain this in any more confusing and complicated way? Ernest Holmes is really rather good at that. He brings it about in such a way, and you're wondering, and what planet did he come from? So I've begun to understand that Ernest Holmes, as an individual, was really a deep mystical thinker. And so he wasn't always on that level of the humanness, the material world that most